There were numerous ways to lie in and through literature in antiquity, and some Christians took advantage of the full panoply in their efforts to promote their view of the faith. It may seem odd to modern readers, or even counterintuitive, that a religion that built its reputation on possessing the truth had members who attempted to disseminate their understanding of the truth through deceptive means. But it is precisely what happened. The use of deception to promote the truth may well be considered one of the most unsettling ironies of the early Christian tradition. From the 1st century to the 21st century, people who have called themselves Christian have seen fit to fabricate, falsify, and forge documents, in most instances in order to authorize views they wanted others to accept. My particular interest in this book, of course, is with the forgeries of the early Christian church. No one doubts that there were lots of them. Today we have only a fraction of the ones that were produced in antiquity, as the vast majority of them have been lost or destroyed. But what we have is more than enough to give us a sense of how prominent the practice of forgery was. We have numerous Gospels, letters, treatises, and apocalypses that claim to be written by people who did not write them. Some of the writings made it into the Bible. This practice was widely talked about in the ancient world and was almost always condemned as lying, illegitimate, and just plain wrong. But authors did it anyway. Whenever we have a record of those being caught in the act, they try to justify what they did. It is possible that many of the authors whose works we have considered, both within and outside of the New Testament, felt completely justified in what they were doing. If so, they were accepting the ancient view held by many people still today, that lying is the right thing to do in some instances. If a doctor needs to lie to a patient in order to get her to take the medicine she needs, then that can be a good form of deception. If a commander-in-chief needs to lie to his troops that reinforcements are about to arrive in order to inspire them to fight more courageously, then that can be a good thing. Some lies are noble. Most of us see lying as a complicated matter. Ethicists, philosophers, and religious scholars all disagree, even today, on when lying is appropriate and when it is not. At the end of the day, this is a question that each and every one of us needs to decide for ourselves based on our own circumstances and the specific situations we find ourselves in. Maybe sometimes it is okay to lie. The authors of these lies were no doubt like nearly everyone else in the world, ancient and modern. They too probably did not want to be lied to and deceived. But for reasons of their own, they felt compelled to lie to and deceive others. To this extent, they did not live up to one of the fundamental principles of the Christian tradition, taught by Jesus himself, that you should do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Possibly they felt that in their circumstances the golden rule did not apply.